Hello.
Welcome back, everybody. So I hope that was a fruitful discussion. Now we're getting into the practice side of things. So let's hear what you've got to say, what ideas you've generated. We're going to note these, and then we'll wrap up. So team number one, we asked you to brainstorm a list of specific things that we as leaders can do to show that we care about our people and that we appreciate them for who they are and what they bring. That is a really big piece of engagement, is knowing that your opinions count and that you're cared about as a person, not just as a nameless volunteer, for example, a commodity. So let's get a spokesperson from team one to share with us the ideas you generated. We got someone on mute?
All right, now I'm off mute. So do you want me to share all the ideas that we came up with, or just our top three?
Oh, I'm sorry, your top three, please.
Okay, so we didn't quite narrow it down to three, so I'm just gonna tell the two that we talked about and then pick 1/3 from our list. So we said we can work with members on site, like work alongside them, show them that like whatever work we ask them to do, like we're willing to do it as well. We can make sure that, we can check in with them and make sure that they're getting, the tools, resources, and training that they need. So like, yes, we care like that your needs are getting met, that you're being supported in your job. And then third, that we can both like give them positive feedback, but also like relay praise. Like if somebody else tells me, oh, Christina did a great job today on, supporting a volunteer, then I would go tell Christina, oh, by the way, like, great job. I heard from so-and-so who worked with you. So that would be the third thing.
Very good. So yeah, it's about finding thoughtful ways, not expensive ways, to let people know that you think they matter, that you see them in there, and finding ways to make that feedback correlate to the mission. The session that Kathy did with you, the reason she did that one first was because you've got to translate that bigger picture strategy and mission down to everyday actions. And being able to say, when you did that, you demonstrated constructive discontent or whatever it is, right? And people need that. It's a huge engagement lever. And they'll tend to get up the next day and do even more because they know it's been noticed. Simple, but really, really key. Team number two, we asked you to brainstorm a list of things that SBP can do to inspire more teamwork and feelings of inclusion. Feeling like you're not alone, feeling like you are accepted as one of the gang is a really important thing. And organizations, like never before, have to show that they value differences and that we're going to build belonging. So what ideas did you bring? Top three, please.
So we didn't get to a top three. We had a huge list, but we did get a top two. So we have getting to know your team members and having a good relationship with them outside of work. So getting to know people on a more personal level and recognizing them as people. And then being approachable to our team members, really hearing their thoughts, their concerns, and recommendations.
Very good. Was there a third that you guys were fighting over?
We had a lot of different ones. Yeah, I think like providing accommodations when needed, if someone in their personal life can't, do something. Yeah, helping someone with their workload, making sure they're not getting too overwhelmed with how much they have. Yeah, and just knowing your people.
Yep. And when you hear an off-color joke or a joke that's exclusionary on a site, we don't want to take our people to school in front of their friends, right? But you do want to maybe take that person aside and say, listen, we don't know about all the lived experience of the people on this crew. And it's possible that, that statement might have rubbed some people the wrong way. It's, because we care that and want everybody to feel like they have value, maybe you'll want to curtail those kinds of jokes. Those are the kinds of things that demonstrate that we respect each other, and it's not a big deal, but you want to make sure that no one is unwittingly even made to feel bad about something they can't change about themselves. And, you know, it's the basics. But if we can do that in the way that we show up, and just by being who we are and encouraging other people to be weird and wonderful as they are, and that they have value, you're going to see higher levels of engagement. Team 3, what you got? Top 3. We asked them to brainstorm, how can we help our people learn and grow? Because we know they're optimally engaged when we give them those opportunities. You on mute?
Sorry, I'll take it from here. I think our top 3 were, one is like setting the example and kind of like grooming and mentoring people. If I'm being groomed, I feel like there's like potential for me in the company, that others see value in that, and that I'm learning something because there's like some growth opportunity down the road. I think another one is like understanding your employees' career goals, and finding opportunities to match what their goals are with like things that could be beneficial for SBP. You know, sometimes there's an opportunity to find, you're not going to always be able to like seamlessly do that, but there are things that are like people's strengths or areas of interest that we can task them with, like finding more information and bringing back valuable information that can affect the business.
Very good.
And then 3 was, you know, a lot of our like AmeriCorps members and junior like team members are in the construction trade, and many of them come from like non-construction backgrounds. They're like liberal arts majors or something like that. So they've never really had the mindset that they've wanted to do construction permanently. So it's finding ways to like transfer that construction knowledge to possibly better serve the organization in other roles. When you look at many of our senior leaders, many of them were former AmeriCorps members. So they intimately understand the core business, but they have like transferred those skills and are able to do things like recruitment, and other functions in the company.
What I love about construction and home building is that it's a metaphor for building any other organization, right? The foundation, making sure that, you know, the bones are good, making sure that people work together to get the walls up and literally keep the roof on and so forth. So there's a lot that that can transfer if someone's been in corporate America but not in that environment. Very nicely done. Listen, we're really getting close to time here, so I'd like to go to this next slide and share with you the one thing, okay, pop quiz, of all these 12 things, which correlates the most to highest levels of engagement? Pop quiz. We did talk about it. Which one? Yes, thank you, Andrea, you get the prize. Helping your people do more of what they do best every day. Well, what all 3 teams brainstormed and whittled down their list for, you can facilitate every one of the ideas you came up with one practice. Are you ready? Go ahead, let's go to the next slide. Kathy? Yeah. And we'll go one more. There it is, the one-on-one. If you can have a very untraditional one-on-one with each of your people, you will find out what they need to do their best work. You will find out what talents get them up in the morning. You will figure out what their opinions are that you can then give them feedback and get their input for, and you can figure out how they want to learn and grow. The one-on-one is the secret sauce to everything. And statistically, managers who have weekly one-on-ones with their direct reports are almost 3 times as likely as to be engaged than employees whose managers don't hold regular one-on-ones with them. So as a parting gift, I've given you something at the back of your handout packet that I want to share with you. And that is, we've given you a strengths-based 101 template that allows you to figure out what gets your people up in the morning. And I would say that your next one-on-ones with your people ask some of these questions, even if they've been working for you, with you for a long time. I think it's really important every year or two to ask some of these questions. It covers how you like being recognized. When's the last time you felt like, you know, you could fly when you left work, and what were you doing on that day? That is figuring out what strengths are. If you could open up that conversation in a one-on-one, you will see engagement rise. How will you know you're winning? Here's what you're going to see. People are going to speak up more often. They're going to go above and beyond the call of duty on your projects. They're going to bring people in and collaborate better. The feeling of working on your team is going to be productive and committed. And this whole, you know, we're going to win, we're going to take this, especially even when challenges arise. And COVID certainly has given us our share. And then lastly, when you do engagement surveys, they get better. So with that, I really want to wrap up this session by saying, I think you guys really are incredible leaders, or you wouldn't have made this investment. Leaders really have to have humility for getting better, and how the context of the leader's work is always changing and growing. So the fact that you have thought about this, you're not too cool for school, as they say, you are thinking about how to get your people with their head in the game and convert as many of them to highly engaged as possible, means that you are more likely to try these 12 things that we know drive human engagement. What questions or thoughts do you have before we tie a big red bow on today's session and set you back to the rest of your workday?
So Ray, before we close, I'd like to give Kyle a chance to see if he's got any closing comments, and then we'd also love everybody to capture on this last slide, like we did last time, any big takeaways you have from today. A big thank you to Ray. Oh my gosh, she's amazing at this. So you can use your annotation tools here. You can write, you can put check mark, stars, whatever. Just let us know what you thought about today's session. Our next session is communicating to influence, and we'll be bringing Amanda Wendling, who's another amazing person on our team.
Wonderful.
And you're going to get some exposure from all of us. So Kyle, what thoughts do you have to share with the team while they're capturing their thoughts on this last slide?
Certainly. Thank you, Kathy, and thank you, Ray. Just want to say thank you not just to the team here for your participation, but certainly, Ray, thank you for leading us through this session. Kathy, thank you for running the show. Building engagement at SVP, I mean, our team members, I think, they come to us with a passion for disaster recovery and helping others. And as we see in disaster recovery, it's hard. It takes an emotional toll on us every day. And I think by being able to recognize the various levels of engagement with our team members, with our volunteers, with our AmeriCorps members, we're able to hit those 12 things and make sure that we're keeping people engaged. So thank you for everybody on this call. Thank you for your participation, your attention, your engagement. And I know that we can use this information, and we will, to build more highly engaged team members. So just thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Take care.
Mm-hmm.